In an effort to protect Oklahoma cattle producers, a bipartisan legislation has been introduced to address the problem of dealer payment default, helping to establish assurance and also keep ranchers in business during unfortunate times. Executive Vice President of the Oklahoma Cattlemen's Association, Michael Kelsey, now joins us with the latest. And Michael, thanks for taking the time to chat with us today. So what type of issues can arise if a deal should happen to default? And of course, how big is this problem in the industry?
Yeah, it can be a problem when it happens. Unfortunately, when that does happen, it can be very, very difficult on ranchers because they've already sold the cattle. The cattle have left their possession. If the dealer defaults, then those ranchers can just be out, basically. And a lot of times, if that's their calf crop, that can be very difficult. So we're very appreciative of Senator Inhoff for authoring this legislation on the federal level, which will cover all cattle producers across the country.
How do you see the SALE Act actually providing the insurance to the cattle market?
Yeah, it's with the update of how cattle are marketed these days. Cattle move so much further than they did even 20 and certainly 50 years ago. So this is just needed legislation to make sure that when these types of defaults, which again don't happen very often, but when they do, they can be so devastating. But when these type of defaults happen, that producers on both ends, those that maybe if they're buying stocker cattle, those that are selling stocker cattle and buying stocker cattle or feeder cattle, both ends are covered in that situation. Very important we get this legislation passed.
And what is next for the legislation, and do you think that there's enough support to move it forward?
We certainly hope so. And Senator Inhoff introduced the bill this year. It's a direct result of the 2018 Farm Bill, the study that indicated we needed this Dealer Trust Act. So we're hoping it will move through the Senate very efficiently, then move over to the House and get onto the president's desk. This is bipartisan legislation, so this is beyond political party. This is what we need in order for ranchers to maintain some safety and stability in these tough times.
Michael, before we wrap things up, I do want to ask you, as far as current conditions in Oklahoma as folks get ready for spring planting, what's going on right now?
Yeah, we're very blessed right now in the sense that we've got some moisture. We're getting moisture this week across the state. So in that sense, we're very blessed. But we're coming into springtime when we can get some volatile weather. So we're very hopeful that we'll see some some spring bloom up, some sunshine. That would certainly be welcome. We can get some things planted, some things harvested, and get some cattle on grass.
Sounds like a plan. Well, Michael, thank you very much for the updates. We appreciate it. Executive Vice President of the Oklahoma Cattlemen's Association, Michael Kelsey, on the phone with us today from Norman, Oklahoma.